Ladies, and welcome to another episode of She Happy Lady with your host and your happiness life coach, Lucy Rodriguez. She Happy Lady is a place where women can feel empowered to cultivate their happiness within. You know what? Everybody wants to be happy. But what if chasing happiness is the very thing that is making you miserable? I just want to share with you a Bible verse in Ecclesiastes 2:1 written by King Solomon. He said, I said in my heart, come now, I will test you with pleasure. Enjoy yourself. But behold, this was vanity. Solomon experienced all the luxuries imaginable in his time, only to describe that the chase for all those pleasures was as chasing the wind. Okay? I just want to leave you with that note from the Bible. So, what if the reason that makes you feel empty is because you have spent your whole life, check it out, chasing a feeling instead of building a meaningful life? And that is what I want to talk to you about today. Please stay tuned until the end of the video so you can receive this information and this insight. And I'm going to tell you, it's going to change the way you see things and it's going to change your perspective, and you will have a mind shift. We live in a world obsessed with happiness. Social media tells us about happiness. Um, with people living fake lives. For example, a perfect relationship, which is not true, perfect vacations, perfect lives, but behind those doors, a lot of those people that you see on social media are exhausted because they feel disconnected, they feel lonely, and they are burnt out from chasing that feeling of happiness all the time. And maybe the problem is this. Are you ready? Happiness is never supposed to be chased. Happiness comes from within, and it comes from living a meaningful life. Okay? All right. So the more you chase happiness, the more temporary everything feels. So let's say you finally do something. You buy a big house, you make more money, you get more validation, and you achieve it. Yeah, and you feel that's like ecstatic, like this euphoria. But then when the smalls go down, then you want to move to the next thing. And your life, if you live this way, your life becomes an endless pursuit. And I'm going to teach you about two words that is going to help you understand this deeper. Okay. So there is a misunderstood pleasure. It's the belief that more is better. And this is often driven by a desire for a constant, high intensity pleasure called, let me see if I can pronounce it, called hedonism. Hedonism is the pursuit of pleasure, comfort, and the avoidance of pain. Okay? Doing things to feel that way. And it makes the person just look for a continuous pleasure for their sole reason of feeling a happy high. And yes, we're going to talk about a happy high. But instead of hedonism, let's focus on something called eudemonism. Yeah, these are difficult words for me. Eudemonism, which I'm going to explain right now. So it's a pursuit of meaning, growth, and contribution. It requires effort, yes. It requires self discovery and action. such as mastering a skill or even helping others. It requires of your efforts from within. So it's something that comes out of you, something you do for the good of others or to impact lives that is going to give you that feeling of meaning, that feeling of fulfillment. Because happiness, my friend, is not a destination. It's not a place somewhere in the future. Oh, when I do this, I'm going to be happy. When I buy a bigger house, I'm going to feel happy. When I get a man, I'm going to be happy. No, that's not true. That is chasing the wind. Oh, when the stars are aligned and everything is ordered in my life, then I will feel happy. It's not going to happen. All right. If you keep postponing your joy, and your contentment in life until something big happens, something that you believe that is going to bring you happiness, you are going to miss out in life. I want to talk a little bit about the happiness as a high. So, when I talk about happiness as a high, it's an intense state or a moment of euphoria. And what is the problem with that? When we expect happiness to always feel intense and exciting as a happy high, those normal peaceful moments that you tend to experience in your everyday life may start to feel like they are not enough. Okay? Because it is impossible to be in an euphoria 24 hours a day. It's impossible. Okay? So the little moments that, like, petting your dog, taking your dog for a walk, holding your children, kissing them, hugging them, you know, um, helping someone, those little moments, it's not enough for you because you want to follow that happy high all the time. Yes, big achievement can bring temporary highs, but if our expectations are way too high, we may stop to appreciate the little things, okay? The meaningful things, those things that make you feel fulfilled. Um, so why people feel empty and have to be constantly chasing the happiness high? Like, why? Because people, my friends, are not starving for pleasure. They are starving for meaning, but they just don't know it. You may be looking for pleasure, chasing happiness, but what you really, really need, your soul, it's meaning. Okay? Because deep down, your soul doesn't just want entertainment or get more things or achieve more things, okay? Your soul wants connection. Your soul wants purpose. Your soul wants peace. Your soul wants belonging, okay? That's what you in your inner deep most part of yourself needs connection, meaningfulness, fulfillment. Okay. And I'm going to tell you that can be a shift in the happiest little things, moments of your life. For example, a nice deep conversation with someone, laughing until you cry. Laugh. Listen, when I laugh in my home, because I don't do this out there, when I laugh in my home, my laughter fills my house because I laugh so loud and I enjoy it. And I just feel happy because that doesn't happen all the time because at work, I do laugh at work because I work with children, with kids at school. I laugh like all day, but sometimes those big, big laughing moments that you can't stop, I love those. Like you cry, okay? Because you laugh so hard. You know, that brings you joy, that brings you happiness. Helping someone can bring you happiness, can make you feel happy because you are feeling meaningful. Okay. You're doing something meaningful. Okay. Um, these moments are not euphoric or static. They don't scream happiness, but they live something deeper and is to feel fulfilled. So that's what I want to talk to you about the flow alternative. When you When your happiness comes from a flow or a flow state, you are not feeling ecstatic or high in the moment, but you feel fulfilled. You are finding meaning. Okay. You're in a flow state of finding meaning in your everyday life. For example, we have to be focused on finding more meaning than pleasure. So we have to stop asking, what will make me happy today? Instead, to be in a flow, okay? To be in a state of flow, you can start asking, what will make my life meaningful? And I'm going to tell you something. You're going to have a shift in your brain, in your mind, and you're going to start seeing life with a different perspective. And those little things can feel like, or can be like helping someone, creating something, using your pain or life experiences to heal others. That's what I do. Okay, she happy lady. Find your purpose. Okay, what is your purpose in life? What are those special talents and that addition of all of them together that makes you unique and you can help someone and you can impact life with those. You know what? When you live a life of purpose, it gives your soul something that those little happiness high can never give you. When someone is in their last hours of their life, when they are breathing their last breath, they're not thinking about, oh, I should have scrolled more on social media. No, they're wishing that they love deeper, that they have deeper relationships, that they would. It's like about the people, it's about the connections. Call your family today, my friends. Hug your people longer so you don't regret in your last moments that you could have done more. Be present. Be present in every time. So today I went to church, okay? Well, it's Sunday. I went to church. My church is like in a little hill. It's in the heart of the city, but it's like, look, but it's on a hill. So, when you're up on a hill, you feel the breeze better. I just stopped in the entrance of my church and I felt a glorious breeze. That was wonderful. To me, that was beautiful. I was in the moment and I was present. I was so excited that a friend of mine, I asked that person, let's go outside and I'm going to show you something. When that person felt that breeze, they say, oh, this is so lovely. Because sometimes you don't stop and feel the breeze because you are so go, go, go oriented and doing this and doing that and in a rush that you don't stop. Like I say, just stop and smell the coffee. Well, I stopped and I felt the breeze. And that made me happy. To me, that was meaningful because I was standing there and the breeze was hitting me and it felt so good. All right, be present. A lot of people in their last moments of life, they wish they did things differently. But your life today, you can do things. You can impact your family, your loved ones, okay, the people around you. Like I teach something to my students, never leave when you go to a place, leave it better than what you found them. So that's why when they're leaving the classroom, they made a little mess. Guys, pick up the mess, push your chairs in. On Fridays, we have community cleaning. We wipe the desk of the homeroom, not for me, for another teacher. But I'm teaching them to always leave the place better than when they find it. Okay. So impact the places that you go to. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be with something as simple as giving someone a smile. I heard a story about a lady that she was in a parking lot and she gave a genuine smile to a gentleman. And you know what? I don't know if he saw her later or if it was that moment, but he told her that her smile saved him from committing suicide. Her smile saved a life. Okay? Something so simple. If I was me, I will feel with joy. So that's like I always remember that. Always smile. Okay. Sometimes you smile at people and they don't smile back to you. It doesn't matter. You gave a smile, it's for free, doesn't cost anything. And just impact life. Smile. Okay. Do something meaningful. Okay. Connect with people. Some people need you to look at them in the eye. All right. In my job, before the children come into my classroom, I have them line up. I give them a high five, connection. And I told them, when you go by me, I want you to look at me in the eye. Okay. Because when you look at someone in the eye, you are making them feel looked at. You are making them feel important. A lot of people in the world, they feel invisible. A lot of people feel invisible. A lot of people feel that they don't matter. But if you look at someone in the eye and give a genuine smile, say good morning, something, okay, that can impact the life so much and that can save a life. Another thing that can make you, this is the last thing that can make you feel happy, okay, to cultivate the happiness within, it's to practice gratitude because sometimes we are so focused on what is missing. Oh, I want a big house. I want a new car. I want this and that. We're so focused on that we ignore the beautiful things that we already have. Listen, as women, we go through a lot of stuff. You used to buy things you thought will destroy you, and you're still standing. What was going supposed to kill you just make you stronger. Okay? You have already lived through prayers you once cried for. It was something you pray, you see the answer, God was good to you. Feel happy for that. Feel grateful. Okay. And I want to tell you today, just slow down. Don't think so much of the things you don't have. Slow down, take a pause, and thank God for the little things that are truly meaningful. When you start focusing on those things, you are going to experience a flow of happiness. You're going to experience a flow of contentment. You don't have to be chasing like the people do. Some people are chasing uh, a feeling, an experience. They're chasing this and that. And then they feel empty because they're chasing the wind. Okay. Um, I'm going to tell you a truth. To shift this way of thinking, to have a shift in your mind, to focus more on the meaningful things of life, you might feel uncomfortable because we are so conditioned to chase after happiness and not to live in a flow state of contentment in our everyday life. That shift is going to feel uncomfortable because growth is uncomfortable. Internal healing of our emotional part when we start working on ourselves is uncomfortable. Okay. Becoming the best version of yourself is uncomfortable. Learning, like I say, to be happy, to be in a flow of happiness state, in a state of flow of happiness, is going to be uncomfortable because we are so conditioned, but we need to change that. And we need to change it to teach that to others and to our children's. Fulfillment, it's found when you stop running for hard things and start growing through them. You're going through something, instead of chasing a high, oh, I'm going to go to a party so I can forget about what's going on. No, confront it. Okay. Because it's going to stay lingering. Just confront things and move on. Okay. Get up from the ashes. Okay. Confront things, deal with them, and move on. So to finish, just create small joyful moments in your everyday life. Happiness is really true happiness is rarely found in huge life changing moments. In those moments like, oh, ecstatic euphoria, true happiness is not found there, my friends. It's found in ordinary days, in ordinary little things. A morning coffee, music in the car, a quiet walk, a nice conversation, a peaceful prayer. In those little moment, quiet things, everyday things, that's where happiness is found in tiny little moments. Okay? And they happen every single day. So, happiness is not something you find, it's something you notice. Start noticing. Start noticing how you feel in those little everyday moments. Okay? Your life does not have to be perfect because that is not true. Nobody in the world has a perfect life. And you don't need to be constantly ruminating on a vicious cycle doing things so that you can finally feel alive. You don't need to do that. You just need to stop rushing through it and you need to start living your present, okay? Your present moment. One day, you are going to realize the moments that matter the most were never when you had the most money, were never, the prettiest moments or the most impressive moments. Okay. One day you will realize. All right. Um, the moments that you realize when you feel the happiness, the more happy is the moments when you feel present, love, you loved, when you feel peace, when you were grateful for what you have right now. Okay, so stop chasing happiness. It's not in place. Happiness is not in a place. Start building a life, my friends, filled with feeling meaningful, gratitude, feel love, feel purpose. Because true happiness is not something you chase. Okay? It is something that you create and you have the power to create it and experience it every day. And I want to ask you something. If this message spoke to you, can you please comment below? I choose meaning over chasing happiness. Or you can just write, I choose meaning. And please, my friends, send this video and this teaching to someone that needs a reminder of this today. And please subscribe for more videos of healing, self growth, intentional living, and most of all, to cultivate and to feel empowered to cultivate happiness within, because your happiness is your power. Thank you so much for staying with me until the end of this video and see you next time. Bye.